right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, good evening, everybody. Let's jump into today's weather video. First off, as you see the radar picture, we do not have anything on the radar right now. It is clear as day out there. It was a nice sunny day today across our area. The wind died down a little bit as the day went on, so this last half of the day was actually a pretty solid evening out there. It is a little chilly out there. Temps have cooled down quite a bit. 43 in Sioux Falls. Taking a look at the temps here. 43 in Aberdeen. 41 in Watertown. Minnesota, same story. 40s. 48 in the cities. 43 in Marshall. 44 in St. Cloud. 46 in Rochester. And then down into Iowa. 40s and 50s. 46 in Fort Dodge and Spencer, 57 in Des Moines, 55 in Davenport, and then into Minnesota, Nebraska, 54 in Omaha, 57 in North Platte, 55 in Chadron, 61 in Grand Island. So a little bit warmer to our south, then out west, 55 in Rapid, 52 in Spearfish, 50 in Buffalo. So 40s and 50s mainly across our region, and it was a nice day out there. Temps were in the 50s and 60s across our region, and we'll warm up slightly tomorrow. We'll get to all of our weather topics that we will get to here. Take a look at the week ahead, rest of your weekend forecast into next week, and more. But first, let's hear a brief word from our sponsors at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
All right, so first topic tonight, we're going to discuss the frost and freeze potential here. Here's the National Weather Service map to give you guys a good picture of what we're looking at here. So the frost advisory is in the light baby blue color areas, which is it does include Sioux Falls, Brookings, Watertown, Sisseton, Huron, Miller, Mulbridge, and then you got the freeze warning, dark blue, purple color, Aberdeen, Redfield, so Brown County and Spink County there in South Dakota. This does extend into North Dakota and Minnesota, but more focused here in eastern South Dakota. Chilly daytime temperatures followed by light winds and dissipating clouds this evening will allow temps to fall into the 30s tonight into tomorrow morning. So this is what it says. Main area of concern, northeastern South Dakota, west central Minnesota, with lows in the 31 to 36 degree range. Chilly temperatures and clearing skies with light winds. The risk for frost and freeze across northeastern South Dakota, west central Minnesota tonight into tomorrow morning. So here's the difference. Frost advisory means that temps are 33 to 36 degrees with clear skies, light winds over a widespread area during growing season, which would promote development of frost. Plants left outdoors may be damaged. And then freeze warning more severe. Temperatures of 32 freezing or colder for several hours over a widespread area during growing season. A hard freeze is when temps are below 28 degrees. Plants left outdoors may be killed. So that is what it says here. For that, did want to mention that. It is a weather topic that we wanted to discuss with you guys. All right, so let's take a look at your temperature forecast over the next several days. We'll start with tonight. Again, overnight lows 30s and 40s. Chilly night into tomorrow morning, but then we'll warm up tomorrow into the 50s and 60s, even some 70s down in Nebraska. Mid 60s is going to feel pretty good for Sioux Falls. That's a pretty nice day. That's just a few degrees below average for this time of the year. We should be around 70. And so we'll be slightly below average, but I don't think anybody's going to complain about tomorrow. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow to round out your weekend. And then for starting next week, looking at Monday here, the 19th, temps will be a little bit cooler, 40s and 50s, even a couple 30s out here in the Black Hills. Did want to mention that for highs on Monday. Rapid City, Black Hills is going to be very cold. We're talking 30s, so very cold there. And then on the front side of this area, Nebraska, we got 70s and 80s there in Nebraska. So, and then Sioux Falls is kind of sandwiched in the middle there with mid to upper 50s. And northeastern South Dakota will be in the 40s. So kind of got a wide range of temps here on Monday. And then for your day on Tuesday, very chilly air. This might be a little bit too low on these temps. I think we're going to be in the 40s, most likely, it looks like, with that rain-cooled air. But yeah, 30s and 40s for highs. If that scenario plays out, we're looking at extreme cold for this time of the year. We're looking at 30 degrees below average for this time of the year. If this scenario plays out, now this is the GFS model, usually pretty solid with temperatures. It's usually our best model for temps. 60s down in Nebraska and southern Iowa. But yeah, very cold air there. I don't know if we will be in the 30s in northeastern South Dakota. I think that's a little low. And then on Wednesday, we'll start to warm back up a little bit. 50s to low 60s out west. 60s and 70s down in Nebraska. And then 50s in Minnesota and Iowa. And Sioux Falls will be probably around 50. Again, another cool day with that rain. We'll get to the future scan forecast here in a moment. We wanted to show the temps here first. 60s and 70s returning on Thursday, May 22nd. So that might be the period where we start to warm back up. Still below average for this time of the year, though. But then next Friday, we're going to get more towards average temps again. Low 70s in Sioux Falls, that's about average for this time of the year. 80s. How about 80s returning in the forecast by Friday the 23rd? So that is 6 days out here. And low 80s there in western South Dakota and down into Nebraska, upper 80s and low 90s returning. And then sneak peek at next weekend. Looks fairly mild. Sioux Falls, again, will be around average for this time of the year, low 70s, mid to upper 70s, even a few low 80s out in western South Dakota, as well as down in Nebraska, mid to upper 80s there. And then finishing out your following weekend forecast there, Sunday the 25th, looking at 50s and 60s. According to, again, the model run that we're looking at here, the GFS, mid-50s in Sioux Falls, 70s down in Nebraska, 60s everywhere else. So, you know, it's going to be kind of a roller coaster of temps here, I feel like, this next week, and more active pattern. Let's get to that here. All right, so taking a look at your future scan forecast and taking a look towards tonight into tomorrow. Could be some light rain showers here out in western and central South Dakota. And that will move north into north central South Dakota, and that'll fade away. And other than that, we are looking at dry conditions. There could be a few sprinkles up here in north central South Dakota early afternoon tomorrow. And that'll lift into North Dakota, and then we'll watch our next hit of moisture out in western South Dakota there. As you can see, Rapid City area in on that. And that'll lift north into northwestern South Dakota. And then our next system in Wyoming and Nebraska there. Some thunderstorm activity there by tomorrow afternoon in the evening hours. So Sunday night, tomorrow night, looking like possibility of some thunderstorms here. Western South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, and Montana. And so that'll lift north and east. Sioux Falls will get in on some of this action here. And as you can see there by Monday morning, Sioux Falls getting in on a hit of thunderstorm activity. And that will continue to lift north and east. Now, you notice on the back side of this system here, western South Dakota, Black Hills area, near Spearfish, Lead, Deadwood. Some snow, very possible. With temps in the low 30s, there is very real chance of some snow out in the Black Hills. So did want to mention that. So any folks out there, you have potential for snow. And then also in Wyoming, on the front side, just some isolated thunderstorm activity there for the Sioux Falls area, eastern South Dakota, eastern Nebraska. And then we'll run out the forecast here. Let's use the European model, and what that is showing by Monday. There's your thunderstorm activity in eastern South Dakota, Sioux Falls area there. Some good healthy thunderstorms. So it does look like Monday looks to be a day where Sioux Falls is going to get on this thunderstorm activity. And again, on the backside of this, freezing rain and snow on the backside of this low pressure system. And by the afternoon on Monday, there you go. So eastern South Dakota, southwest Minnesota, northeast Nebraska, northwest Iowa. We'll get to the severe weather here in just a moment. Wanted to mention that. And then that'll clear out Monday night. And then by Tuesday, just some rain kind of hanging around here. This low is not going to go away. The thunderstorm activity will push off to the east out of our area, but then we have to deal with rain, and so widespread rain looking very likely at this point. So looks like this is going to be a more potent system. So if you didn't get very much rain in the last system we just had, you're most likely going to get a good dosing of rain here. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Looks like 3 straight days of rain. So that's the forecast here, and by Thursday night into Friday of this upcoming week could be another hit of moisture, could be another storm system coming through, another low pressure, western South Dakota into central western Nebraska. So another system there, looking like again Friday into or Thursday night into Friday. And lastly here, we're going to talk over our severe weather parameters here. This is starting tomorrow. So this is our outlook map for tomorrow. And severe weather risk down in Nebraska mainly. We actually have a enhanced risk of severe weather in orange there, level 3 out of 5 for western Nebraska there. North Platte over to Mullen, over to Kimball, McCook, Nebraska, all in that enhanced risk for tomorrow. So some pretty bad weather down in that direction. That is in our coverage area. And then the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 in yellow, Omaha, Kearney, and then down into Kansas and Oklahoma. It goes all the way south into Texas. So do want to mention that. If you got any folks down in that direction, be sure to let them know. And then, this does extend into southwestern Iowa, and then into southeastern South Dakota, Yankton, Vermilion, Sioux Falls, just south of Winter is your marginal risk in green there. So that's your smallest risk of severe weather, but just something to pay attention to in these areas. You guys need to be sure you are plugged in on the weather, as it could get dicey tomorrow. And then it doesn't stop after that. This is your risk for Monday. And this is mainly for down in Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas. But this does extend into Nebraska and Iowa, even into a little bit of southeastern South Dakota here, with that level 1 out of 5 there, marginal risk just south of Sioux Falls, and southeastern South Dakota there. And then yellow in down in Nebraska, Grand Island, Omaha, Lincoln, and then over into Iowa, Des Moines area. And then the enhanced goes into far southeastern Nebraska there by, again, that's for Monday. And so that is your severe weather outlooks again tomorrow and Monday. You guys need to be plugged in on the weather in Nebraska and Iowa, and a little bit of southeastern South Dakota as well. So that is the latest what we have here, and so be sure to stay safe out there and have a way to receive weather updates as we get them. We'll continue to provide you guys the latest weather updates, and so that is the latest here. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching us, and continue to follow us on our social media. And that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night.